sport fans. Elmer Anderson here trackside at the beautiful Civic Auditorium in Honolulu, Hawaii, where we're joining the Eastern Warrior team battling the San Francisco Shamrocks in the first period of the game here. The score 9-1 favors San Francisco. We identify our teams here as the San Francisco Shamrocks on the dark jerseys on your screen, while the Eastern Warriors in the white jerseys. And right off the bat, here we go. Two of the great skaters in the Roller Game League. And Calvello being dumped to the track by Captain Judy Arnold of the Eastern Warrior team, a fine skater. Veteran of 7 years on the bank track. Judy signaling her teammates now. Slow that pack down, then they did. Here comes Judy, threading her way through, moving in. And she realizes she has more seconds left of the jam time and continues on. She's continuing to go on now. And she goes by, calling the play off. You saw their hands on the hips. And she picked up 5 great big Eastern Warrior points. And also, on that play, there was 2 San Francisco Shamrock points. And so our score now is 11 for the Shamrocks, 6 for the Warriors. And now the referee trying to get that pack intact. And you see Judy Arnold now getting that pack intact. You know, the Shamrocks, as we said, in the dark jerseys, they're from San Francisco. And the Eastern Warrior team in the scarlet and white uniforms, white jersey. And this fine, exciting game now getting underway. And you know that the Eastern Warrior team will be coming your way very shortly. In October, we'll tell you more about that as the game progresses. They're shaping up, sharpening up for their invasion of the East Coast. So later on throughout the game, we'll tell you as to the location in the city nearby, wherever you may be. Here we go again. Judy Arnold moving out. And there we see the pack and getting good support from her teammates as Judy Arnold moving in. Closing in now, Alcan Calvello is defending. Fiery and Calvello, veteran of 19 years in the bank track, is watching. Great on defense. And Judy Arnold thinking there, she knows the problem now, how to get by Ann Calvello. Calvello is determined, says, come on in. And here comes Judy, and she did come in and right over Ann Calvello. And look at that teamwork as Judy Arnold prances through, hands on her hips, calls the play off. Now that ties up our score at 11 points apiece. There's Judy. And it looks like there was a timeout called on the play. So you see the score all tied up 11 points apiece. So let's go back to our studios for these important messages. Back again, and the men take over now for the second skating period. And we'd like to remind you right now that you're going to be able to watch the Eastern Warrior team competing against all the teams in the National Roller Game League, starting Wednesday, October the 4th, Jerry Hill Arena in Haddonfield, New Jersey. And then Friday, we'll be on October the 6th at Philadelphia Arena at 45th and Market Street in Philadelphia. So you Delaware Valley area fans, why, we'll be seeing you. Here we have Abel Lara moving out for the San Francisco Shamrock team, followed by Roy Graham of the Eastern Warriors. Well, Abel Lara, he's short stature. And Graham was dropped. He stays down. He was dropped hard as Abel Lara being warned by the official to cut out the rough stuff. Now Abel moves on in, very cautious. Number 54, Abel Lara. Vinny Gandolfo for the Eastern Warrior team, number 67, defending. Lara's calling and signaling for some teamwork. Vinny Gandolfo's watching. And Graham was knocked down, and Gandolfo over Graham. That leaves a big opening now as coach Luis Sanchez will attempt to get his teammate in there. Graham became a late chaser. And Lara, he moved on in, scoring 4 San Francisco points. And oh, is he proud of that. However, the fans don't think so. Of course, that's 15 for the San Francisco Shamrocks, 11 for the Eastern Warrior team. There's little Abel. Of course, you Boston area fans, we'll be seeing you on Saturday, October the 7th at the Boston Arena, Boston, Massachusetts, and then on Sunday, October the 8th, the Ridge Arena in Braintree, Massachusetts. Well, we have a great big winter season coming up on the Eastern Seaboard. Be sure and watch your local newspapers and television stations for when we will appear in your city or nearby. The best way to enjoy this game is right on the edge of your seat, right at the arena. Here again is Abel Lara, and again, Roy Graham. Seems to be a man-to-man defense here. This time, Graham drops Lara, and is he unhappy? Jumping all over the place, fiery. Little skater, and Roy Graham very cautious now. He moves in. He knows maybe Lara might defend. However, he could have a problem. And oh, no sooner said than done than coach Louis the Tiger Sanchez. And you'll know why he was so aptly named the Tiger. Watch Louis, number 55. Ruthless in his blocking. There's that leg block. Now the shoulder block. Here's a devastating, powerful leg block. He's holding him back. Graham's shaken up here. And there goes Louis throwing that leg block. Another one. He's very capable, very deadly blocker with that leg block. Slowing Graham down. However, he went down himself, getting up faster. Graham trying to outrace him, but he's down again. And down again. Sanchez's timing was just right, catching the fallen skater on one foot. That's the proper time to block him, knock him down. There you see Roy Graham, and now you see Abel Lara, little Richard Brown moving over. The officials ready to stop everything, controlling the action here. Our two officials doing a fine job officiating here, keeping this game moving. There's Roy Graham. Looks like he was really shaken up. Going to the medical table there for attention from Tino Phillips, our trainer for both teams. The Eastern Warrior team, we're happy to report, has some rumors out. We're not privileged to divulge just what they are until they've been finalized, but you Eastern Coast fans are going to be more than pleased when you see the Eastern Warrior team appear in your city representing your area. There's little Richard Brown to watch the speed of this man. Abel Lara was knocked down, and this little guy can really travel. What an asset to the Eastern Warrior team. Little Richard Brown. He's one of the high-point scorers of all time in his short career, 4 years in the bank track. He has not only ability, natural skating ability, but great agility. Now it's Vinny Gandolfo, number 67, his teammate. They talk it over now. They see Luis Sanchez in front, and of course, Luis spells trouble. And a reverse whip around Sanchez, done very quickly. He's up to the bald eagle. Bob Hine tries the outside, the inside. Hine recovers, gets the lead. Little Richard looks around and figures out the play immediately. Calls it off. And he picked up 4 points that play. Demonstrated great ability that time and jumping around side to side. Little Richard Brown racking up 4 more points. Resting there on the rail as that pack is back intact. And again, we have our score all tied up, 15 points apiece. Now the Eastern Warrior team, as we said, are shaping up and to bring to the East Coast a team league contender. They're doing a fine job with the management here. A number of players are ready to be signed, and we'll tell you more about them when they are finalized in a week or two. There we have 4 jammers moving out. Coach Sanchez, the bald eagle, Bob Hine, Vinny Gandolfo on the play, along with Hine now. There they drop with a hard block. Scott Gandolfo running off the track and being the leading jammer. That calls the play off, and Bob Hine coming after him. Hot-headed, the young skater. He gets fired up at the slightest block. However, this sport is most conducive to body contact. The roller game sport has a bit of all sports right in it. Teamwork of football, baseball, body contact of football, the penalties from hockey. And we have the pack getting back intact. As you know now, the terminology here we use, you'll hear us from time to time calling out the pack is intact, and that's what you see right now, the pack. And when you hear us call about a jam, that means the jammer is that man who is breaking away right now, Ernie Claiborne. And to understand the game better, from the time he broke away, the timekeeper has the clock on. It says 75 seconds to circle that track and pass as many members of the opposite team as possible. And for every member that jammer passes in 75 seconds, they pick up 1 point. Number 52 is Ernie Claiborne. He's the only jammer. This the perfect way to explain this fast-acting sport. Now, here's a secondary jammer, and Little Richard is going. Watch these little feet. They really pick up ground. Puts them up, lays them down, and really gains. However, before the second jammer could get there, the first jammer, Ernie Claiborne, picked up some points, and it looks like Little Richard thought he, too, had picked up points. He didn't like that call, Little Richard. He's screaming to the official here. He thought he scored. The referee said no. Now we see Gandolfo being knocked down. He was knocked down by Bob Hine. There's Hine in the yoga position there, contemplating something. There goes Hine again now. As we said, he's full of fire, this young man. He's in the penalty box quite often. However, we haven't seen him there so far this period. And as we said, the score went up a little bit when they picked up that point. It's 19-15, and now big Bob Roberts was knocked down by Hine. And this big guy, he doesn't take it from him. He goes right after him. Bob Roberts. And Hine sits on the track in the safety behind his coach, Sanchez. Big Bob Roberts got hit, but he doesn't take much. He's a big one. Well, this pack is getting back intact. Of course, the Warriors would certainly like to pick up a few points and keep that at least equal and a few ahead, because that's what counts at the end of the game in that record book. The whistle has sounded. There's 1-1 in front of the pack. Anybody can break out of there now that there is 1-1. That's the only way a jam can start. And it looks like with excellent teamwork, Little Richard got out. And they show excellent teamwork. Heads up skating here. And Little Richard with a little opening. Out he goes. Well, he's an exciting skater. You Eastern Seaboard fans are really going to be thrilled when you see this young man skate. Oh, there's that problem again. And the problem, Louis the Tiger Sanchez. Sanchez locks him up to the rail. Keeps him up there. Gandolfo is looking. Sanchez signaling to the team. Keep them all up there. Sanchez is handling this job here single-handedly. Little Richard knows it now. Richard is going to make contact again. Sanchez dumps him down. Holds him down. If he's down for longer than 3 seconds, that automatically will call the play off. The lead jammer is knocked down for 3 seconds and does not arise. That play is called off. We'll try from time to time to reiterate some of the rules for you, rehash some of the plays to clarify this exciting game. The action is fast, might be confusing for first-time viewers. Now they knock him down again, and now Hine moves over, and here comes big Bob Roberts. He's the mother protector of that team. Referee Ed McConnell steps right in there, trying to stop it. There's Abel Lara. He had to put his 2 cents in. Like a little fire plug. There's Little Richard now, and Abel skates behind. Abel going back into action now. And we see a wide view here of the entire track with the entire two teams intact. And with the whistle, there he goes, racing out. Bob Hine, followed by Vinny Gandolfo. Roberts and Sanchez on the secondary. They went down. Sanchez took Roberts out of the play, feeling he'd rather have Hine out, but that's going to do no good as Hine is knocked down. There he is, getting up. A nice block by number 67, Vinny Gandolfo. There's Sanchez holding him back. Who you'll notice does most of the blocking. He's the veteran. 15 years in the bank track. However, he feels now he better call for help, and Bob Hine gets back, but it didn't do any good. Bob Roberts broke that door open, and Vinny Gandolfo with San Francisco Shamrocks all over the place. He's out after Abel Lara. Maybe he'll do it. Let's watch him. He did it. He went by Hine. And there's an extra point given there for interference by Bob Hine, and 6 Eastern Warrior points. Nice going by the Eastern Warriors there, showing good teamwork. 21 for the Warriors, 19 for the Shamrocks. Timeout has been called. Let's go back to our studios for these important messages. Back again at the Civic Auditorium here in Honolulu, Hawaii, as the Eastern Warrior team prepare for their invasion of the East Coast. Currently competing against the dark jerseyed skater known as the San Francisco Shamrocks, coached by Luis Sanchez. Sure and watch for the Eastern Warriors in action in your town. Now there, Maria Madrano knocked down hard by the Eastern Warrior team. Little Maria Madrano. She hit that hard cement floor. There's Bob Hine comforting her, and Calvello, her captain. It's 21 for the Warriors, 19 for San Francisco. Now we have the girls on the track as the second girls period gets underway. Bob Hine having words with the trackside announcer. While the pack is intact, you Delaware Valley area fans, we'll be seeing you Wednesday night, October the 4th at the Cherry Hill Arena, Haddonfield, New Jersey. And then on Friday night, October the 6th at the Philadelphia Arena, 45th and Market Streets, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And there we have Ann Calvello moving out. The fiery Ann from San Francisco. Up to Yolanda Trevino. There's a hard block from the head. Another one and another one. Calvello signaling her teammate to come on in. And Calvello unmercifully pounding on Trevino. Now their strategy here is ganging up on Trevino. They feel they may just pick up 1 point, but it might be worth it. They got her all caged up. Takes her up higher and higher. And there goes 2 San Francisco Jammers by. They picked up 2 San Francisco points. Of course, the score is all tied up now, 21 points apiece. And there is Yolanda Trevino being held back on the track. She took a hard fall. A little exhausted there, and not only getting knocked out, but hitting that cement floor. And Calvello puts her right back out, drop kicks her. She went out of the way now. She's getting out of the way of Arnold. There's Judy Arnold, number 67. She's there to protect her teammate. And for that little caper, Ann Calvello spends 2 minutes in the penalty box. She goes right back after Arnold, feeling that she got a penalty. Nothing else will happen or matter. And she said another minute she got a $10 fine. There's Calvello with a towel. And the chair goes up and she throws it at Arnold. Missed her, fortunately. Little Richard coming over. Now there goes Calvello. with the towel again on Trevino. Here goes Arnold after Calvello. She'd like to get a hold of her. Now behind. Stops. Arnold. There's B.J. Peterson moving over. Richard, number 63. There's Calvello. For the San Francisco team. There she goes, wrapping the towel around Arnold. This may hurt her. She drops her. Arnold now holding her throat, choking a bit. And Calvello with a smile there. Boy, this gal here wants to win the game regardless of the rules. And Calvello screaming at the official. They pay no attention. There's little Richard, very concerned as the girls' field is intact. And a jam can get underway at any time. Bobby Velasco moves out. Here we have the Eastern Warrior skater joining on the jam, Gloria Clark, but she didn't join it. She was knocked down by Calvello. And the officials obviously didn't see that one. So now Bobby Velasco is the only jammer for San Francisco. Nobody else can score. Judy Arnold on defense. Dropping back now to help her teammate is B.J. Peterson of the San Francisco Shamrocks. Number 55. Number 54 is the only one that can score. Bear that in mind. They knock Arnold right past Calvello. Calvello couldn't resist, had to put that knee out. And there goes San Francisco, threading their way through, calling the playoff. And 5 points for San Francisco, as the Eastern Warrior team spread and splashed all over the place. 26 for San Francisco, 21 for the Eastern Warrior team. There we have Calvello. While the pack is getting intact, let's bear in mind that we'll be seeing you in the Boston Arena on Saturday, October the 7th, at the Boston Arena, Boston, Massachusetts. Then on Sunday, October the 8th, the Ridge Arena, Braintree, Massachusetts. Now, bear in mind also, we don't want to confuse you, but all games begin at 8:30 with the exception of the Ridge Arena on Sunday, October the 8th in Braintree. That game is 7:30. Reserved seats may be purchased by sending a self-addressed stamped envelope to any of the arenas. $4 and $3. Get the choicest reserved seats set aside for you. Get them early. Here we have Yolanda Trevino moving out and out. And a late chase coming out fast is Ann Calvello. Oh, there's bad blood here. Calvello determined. She's quite a speedster. There she is right behind a hammer lock. That hammer punch, boy, it hurts. Gets the skater moving forward faster. Generally, they are dumped quickly, but Yolanda Trevino stayed on her feet. And now 3 Shamrocks start to finish the job. Calvello looks around, sees where the official is, and he can't get up there as the skaters are passing by too quickly. We're going to get an official ruling of this in just a moment or two. For some reason or other, they're picking on Yolanda Trevino, good known for defense work. I guess the strategy here for San Francisco would be get her out of the game. It'll make it a lot easier to win this one. Captain Judy Arnold looking her over. There's Ann Calvello. Our teammates, now we get the pack intact. There's the official signal to form and skate. Get that pack intact. Let's get the jam underway. Gloria Clark in front. Maria Modano moving up. There's the whistle, and with it, Maria Modano moves out. Gloria Clark in the white jersey for the Eastern Warrior team. Moves in. Very attractive young lady. She moves up to number 55, B.J. Peterson, ruggedly built skater. At that that headlock, knee block at the same time. Quite a difficult thing to do. Using a sharp elbow block like a trip hammer. Gloria Clark, entering her third year in the bank track. Has a little more experience yet, become a real great skater, but she's doing fine, improving with each game. They're holding her back to a dead stop, and there is a hard block. Forward motion, dropping her. Bobby Velasco dropping forward at express train speed, dropping her. Gloria Clark hit hard. The fans most disappointed at that San Francisco tactic. One teammate congratulates the other, looks for approval from the audience, and doesn't get a bit. The medical trainer, Timo Phillips, checking her over, and she obviously says she's okay. She's rejoining the pack. That block is so dangerous. Generally does not hurt the one performing the block, but the one receiving it, oh, brother. Now the jam gets underway. Here we go. Landa Trevino's going to try this again, and again comes Calvello. There's that block again. Calvello doesn't waste any time. She's holding her up, calling for a teammate to get out. B.J. Peterson for San Francisco's moving out, and Judy Arnold, captain of the Eastern Warrior team. Look at here, blocking on the jam, but it looked like B.J. went in the pack and over the track, and here comes Arnold right through. Excellent work. And now here's a play. We'll play it to you right away. We'll call this one. While Arnold had scored, she sent another jammer out, Trevino. And with good teamwork, Eastern Warrior team. Points in that play. They pull away now. 29 for the Warriors, 28 for the Shamrocks. Ryan is going out on the period here. And of course, Arnold had to throw that extra block in there at Velasco. Showing her that they too can block skate just as rough. Velasco looking around. McCurno, the official. Trying to get a little order here, trying to get that pack intact. Bob Hine in the infield pointing his finger. Trying to get that pack intact now as the score is 29-28. Favor the Warrior team. There's the end of the period. Timeout has been called, so let's go back to our studios for these messages. Time is back in now as the Eastern Warrior team battling out with the San Francisco Shamrocks. 1 point separating the two teams. 29 for the Warriors, 28 for San Francisco. Now the jam is ready to roll, and this time, little Abel Lara moving out. Here's Roy Graham on a late chase, but he caught Abel Lara in a hurry, and Lara would like to get rid of him. These two youngsters have had a go at it every time they're on a jam, and Graham comes right back. He whacks away at Abel Lara. And now look at Lara. He grabs him, grabbing them all over. He's off the track. They're both in a headlock. Down they go, and it looks like we got something going. And the officials. 2 minutes in the box on Abel Lara for that little caper. Holding, grabbing, fighting, the whole works in the box for 2 minutes. And that, of course, weakened the San Francisco team. And there's the bald eagle, Bob Hine, coming over. He wants to know what for. He made an attempt there to sneak back on the track, but they caught him. Luis Sanchez, coach of the Shamrock team, and Big Bob Roberts, two powerful skaters here. Each one knowing all the tricks in the bag. The Brought some heads-up skaters here. Boom, down goes Sanchez. He lost his balance and down again. Now Roberts becomes the only jammer that can score in this play. For you late tuner inners, remember now, it's a perfect way to explain how to score. The white jersey skater, the Eastern Warrior, Bob Roberts, is trying to score. And to score, he must pass members of the opposite team. For every one he manages to pass within 75 seconds, he will pick up 1 point. Now, the blockers here are to compliment to the jammer because they put 2 back there. They know he's a tough one. Rather than one blocker, as he said, they have a double block. Sanchez, Roberts is on his own now. He went right by, outmaneuvered him. Excellent work by Bob Roberts. They were surprised at that. They didn't have to make contact. He went by on the inside and picked up 2 Eastern Warrior points. So that's 31 for the Warriors, 28 for the San Francisco Shamrocks. And Bob Hine, the well-known bald eagle of the International Roller Game League. He had a chime in there. There's Bob Roberts, 6'2", 200-pounder, veteran of the Air Force. Quite a credit to the Eastern Warrior team. That was a simple play. He saw an opening at the base of the track and just spread eagle and went right by. Picked up 2 points. It was so simple. Sanchez on the inside guarding that area. Didn't realize he would have nerve enough to do it, but he did. And the whistle sounds, and they shake loose the little guy, Abel Lara. Here again comes his old buddy, Roy Graham. They've been at each other all game. Graham moves up, and he is dumped. Lara caught him on 1 foot. Dumped Graham. He hit him hard. There's Hine looking around, skating about near him. Vulture. Graham down. Sanchez holds him back, holds him, drops him again. There goes Lara. He skated right into him. Used that deadly leg drop. Pounds on him. They want to make sure he doesn't get up. There is 1 San Francisco point in that play. And now Graham being checked over by the trainers and the officials. Seeing you there. Game time is 8:30. And Sunday, October the 8th at the Ridge Arena in Braintree, Massachusetts, game time is 7:30. And $4 and $3 are the prices for the reserve seats. The choice of seats in both arenas. Send a self-addressed stamped envelope, and you'll get them very, very quickly. There's Abel Lara again. He seems to be doing most of the offensive jamming tonight, but here comes Little Richard, and I mean he's coming. There's a block. Now Lara's getting a little bit back what he's been dishing out. And look at Little Richard. He's making up for all Roy Graham took. And the crowd is roaring its approval. Little Richard here, he can do no wrong. Now Brown is motioning for an assist here. He knows Lara. He doesn't want Lara to grab. Vinny Gandolfo knocked him down, and now it's Little Richard that's doing identically the same type of roughhouse skating against Abel Lara. There was 1 point for the Eastern Warrior team that time, and Little Richard obviously derived great pleasure in giving back to Abel Lara what his teammate Roy Graham took from Abel Lara. Now Tino Phillips, the medical trainer for both teams, looks at Lara, sends him back up there. Jammers, or those who have been on a jam, or the fallen skater, has 2 laps to get on that rail for a short rest and get in that pack, form, and skate. That's the referee's orders. And with the whistle, bald eagle. Bob Hine races out. And here comes Vinny Gandolfo. And Hine went down, and Gandolfo had no chance or opportunity to get around Hine, so the jam was called off. like the official was pointing the finger at Hine. Don't know whether a penalty here has been received by Hine. I don't think so. That type of tactics, deliberately taking another skater down, is illegal. However, it looks like Hine got away with that one. Usually these officials do a superb job controlling the roughhouse tactics here between any team. Neil Chambers. Fred Harris being knocked into the rail for the Eastern Warrior team, and it's Neil Chambers becoming the only jammer for the San Francisco Shamrocks. He didn't have any trouble passing that Warrior as his coach, Sanchez, had dropped Harris. There's another drop. That's Sanchez. He unmercifully battles everybody. Drops him again. He won't let them alone. As long as they're on their way down, he'll keep them down. Neil Chambers skates on. Points for San Francisco picked up on that play. The Irish team coming back again. And there's Little Richard. Little Richard complaining to the official about that tactics used by Bob Hine. And obviously Little Richard got no satisfaction from that report. And once again, San Francisco is back in the lead by 2 points. 34-32 favor San Francisco. We're nearing the end of our period here. Just about time to pick up his scoring plays. There he goes. Hine again. He's off balance going up that steep bank, and his forward motion was not great enough, and down he goes. He got a good whip. The whip play usually is used to accelerate the speed of the jammer. Get them out faster as they watch the seconds click off of that scoreboard. There's little time here, probably for 1 or 2 plays if they act quickly. That pack now, the seconds keep clicking off as San Francisco leads by 2 points. Sanchez knocking the Eastern Warrior player over the rail. And it's Neil Chambers. Sanchez to the ball eagle again. He goes. He goes. Is he going to make it? Is he going to make it? There he goes. He's almost over. And Gandolfo holds him up. Nice. Oh, and he drops him. He was so surprised. He thought Gandolfo would be the gentleman to hold him up. And now, Vinny Gandolfo getting rid of Bob Hine, moves on in. Bob Hine is going to block, and he's going to love every second of this one. There's that leg block. There's Sanchez now. They're alternating the blocks. More power in the individual blocking here. There's Hine throwing one in now. Hine again. They're getting their timing back now. Sanchez, the leg block. Gandolfo, with each block now, will be weakened a little bit. This takes a lot out of the jammer. There is a block, and they missed as the Eastern Warrior team attempted to get Hine out of there. They did. And now Gandolfo has a slight chance to pick up some more. He goes past Sanchez. And he ran off the track. 2 Eastern Warrior points by Vinny Gandolfo. And that ties our score up. 34 points apiece. Time's running out now. We have less than a minute to play here in the first half of the game. We're going to have some very interesting interviews right after halftime, so be sure and stay with us. We'll find out what happened here, why it happened, as we talk to some of the star skaters of tonight's game in the first half. Bob Hine has just received a $10 fine for knocking Little Richard out of the gate. Seconds are clicking off. There's Bob Roberts and Hine squatting down. wants no. Oh, here he goes. He caught him. This is going to cost Hines something if that Roberts ever recovers. Look out. But he got him with that leg block. Now Gandolfo comes over. He'll try if they can to get a hold of that Hines. Roberts recovered, drops behind. Time has run out in the first half. All tied up, 34 points apiece. We'll return to our studios for these messages, but we'll be back with some interesting interviews. To that exciting little skater of the Eastern Warrior team, little Richard Brown. But first, for you fans that like to be the early birds, our winter season has now been finalized. Our opening dates are all set. And if you'd like to find out right now how you can get the choicest reserve seats, $4 or $3, write to Cherry Hill Arena, Haddonfield, New Jersey. That's Wednesday, October the 4th is our opening date. So a check or money order for $4 or $3 to the Cherry Hill Arena, Haddonfield, New Jersey, and you'll receive your seats right back by return mail. Then Friday night at the Philadelphia Arena on October the 6th. 45th and Market Streets in Philadelphia. The reserve seats are $4 and $3. Be sure and send your check or money order to the Philadelphia Arena, 45th and Market Streets in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And that date is Friday, October the 6th. And now we're going to talk to this little guy. He possesses great speed. We'll find out a little more about Richard Brown in just a second. He's exciting to watch, and maybe we'll find out more about his background. Richard, as I always say in our telecast, you're certainly an inspiring skater to your team, and we'll find out something about you. Your fans, are going to be watching you for a long time. You have great speeds. What sports did you participate in high school?
Well, I wrestled in high school and ran track.
Well, you're sort of an all-around athlete then, is that it?
Yeah.
Is there any other sports you wish you had tried?
Well, I started off with gymnastics, but wrestling interfered with it, and basketball.
Well, when did you actually start training for the bank track here?
14 years old.
When you were 14, where did you start training?
Oakland, California.
In Oakland, California? And what team did you skate with professionally? What was your first team?
The Hawaiian Warriors were my first team that I skated with, and then I moved to the T-Birds.
That's the team out of Los Angeles?
Right.
And now you're back on the Warrior team. What brought this about?
I don't know. I hear they negotiated my contract, so
Makes you happy? You're smiling?
I'm very happy to be with the Warriors.
Well, good. I know the fans up there are certainly going to be glad to have you with them. And actually, in competition with your other teammates and against other teams, what man skater, gives you the biggest problem or a bad time on the track? Who is the boy or man?
Oh, well, I'd have to say Dave Pound and Jim Trotter are about the roughest I've ever come up across.
Dave Pound, he's on the Chicago Hawks?
Right. And Jim Trotter's on the Texas Outlaws. They're both big, and they're rough opponents.
Well, now, actually, and give me your honest opinion here now. All the fans back east are watching us, and they're going to be seeing you Wednesday. Now, well, let's see, Wednesday, October the 4th, we open up there. Now, what are your actual chances, do you think, of the Warrior team competing against all these other teams in the league?
Well, I feel that we have just as much a chance as anybody else in the league. It's going to be a tight race, but I feel the Warriors can come out on top if we continue to have teamwork.
Well, thank you, Richard. You have confidence, and I know that's what our fans back east want in every player, confidence. Thanks a lot, and we'll be seeing you eventually. Okay? And now, of course, while we're going to go back and give you another couple of dates where we're going to be. Saturday night, that's October the 7th, we're going to be at the Boston Arena, Boston, Massachusetts. And, of course, the money order situation still prevails. Check or money order to the Boston Arena, Boston, Massachusetts, and that's for Saturday, October the 7th. Game time is 8:30, $4 and $3, your check or money order, Boston Arena, Boston, Massachusetts. Now, Sunday, October the 8th, we'll be at the Ridge Arena in Braintree, Massachusetts. And game time there is 7:30. Bear that in mind. That's the only different in time change. So your check or money order to the Ridge Arena in Braintree, Massachusetts, $4 or $3. And now, of course, we're going to talk to, again, a young lady here. If I may, I'm going to talk to her later on, but I'm going to tell you about something else. We'll have more interviews later on, but here, if you're interested in the 1967 annual, this book is a comprehensive 64 pages of 24 photographs in color of your favorite skater. If you heard about little Richard Brown here, all the other biographies are in here. All a complete listing of the rules, the regulations, referee signals, team records, track records. $1 in an envelope, Post Office Box 2431, Hollywood 28, California. Be sure and include your name, address, and your zip code number so we may know to whom to send this exciting annual. And now, we'll be seeing you Wednesday night, way back in October the 4th, at the Cherry Hill Arena.
It's legal, and I know that the Warriors are capable, however, of doing a little bit of blocking themselves, aren't they? You do a pretty good job at blocking. Do you like to block?
Oh, I love blocking. That's what I really like in the sport. I like it rough. I don't have to be dirty or anything else. I just like a hard skating game.
Well, I've always noticed that about you, Bob. I've followed your career since your rookie days, and I've known that you have always been what we call a good, solid, hard-blocking, but clean skater. How tall are you, by the way?
About 6'1½".
6'1½". Now, you were in the Air Force, is that right?
Yeah, 4 years all told.
4 years in the Air Force. And did you start skating before you went in the Air Force?
Not professionally, no. I had a little flat track experience, but that was about all.
See, now you've been a professional skater. It's about 5 years now, isn't it?
Just about going on 5 years.
Time certainly flies here. What sort of a team do you think the Eastern Warriors are going to have by the time they get into action on the Eastern Seaboard, Bob?
Well, our teamwork's getting down good now. We've got a lot of top name stars that want to get on the team. We're looking for talent all the time, and we won't be satisfied until we get what we want, and even then we won't be satisfied. We always want to improve.
In other words, there aren't any real cinch positions on any place in the team.
No, everything's open, really.
You're wide open for new talent. You're wide open to try to give the people the type of a roller skating team that is going to be competitive and be in there from the pennant race right from the start to the finish.
That's what we're trying to do with the whole team, is get it all set up, a strong, rugged team, everything we want.
Well, Bob, it certainly has been good to talk to you here. I know you're going to have a rough time in the second half of this game because I don't know what's gotten into this San Francisco team. The score is all tied up right now. But anyway, I know you want to get back in the dressing room and get ready for the second half, and we want to get ready. Thank you very much, Bob.
Thank you.
So from Civic Auditorium here in Honolulu, we've just finished our halftime interviews. We'll be getting back to the action for the second half of tonight's game, and the score is all tied up at this time. We'll see you in just a moment after this word from our studio.